was a version of me that used to wake up and immediately reach for my phone. Now, the first thing I do is nothing, or as close to nothing as I can manage. Make the bed, and then sit and breathe. I did a 10 days Vipassana retreat last year, and one of the biggest things it taught me was this: you don't realize how noisy your mind is until you stop feeding it. Then the morning routine kicks in, and honestly, I've always appreciated routines when the morning mechanics are automatic, when you don't have to think about what you're wearing and what you need to pack. You just arrive at your desk with more mental energy available for actual problems. So yeah, same routine: freshen up, get ready, load the bag, laptop, mouse, chargers, cables, water. Out the door, down the elevator, and then the city just takes over. I love this part of the day more than I expected to when I started commuting into office again. After COVID, I genuinely thought I'd never want to go back. And in some ways I was right, but what I underestimated was how much I would miss this. The transition. It's not so bad going to office 2 days a week, right? Down into the station, moving with the crowd, onto the platform. There's a particular kind of waiting that happens on a train station. Everyone in their own head, earphones in, looking at the middle distance. It's one of the few public spaces, I think, where it's completely normal just to be alone with your thoughts. This is my stop, off the train, through the gates, and then a short walk to the building. I walk instead of taking a tram, and this movement before sitting at a desk for hours are worth it. Walking into the office building, down the hallway, there's something about a familiar physical space that's generally useful for focus. Your brain associates the environment with the mode of thinking you do there. It's why libraries work, I think. Why some people do their best thinking in coffee shops. Space is part of the signal, and this hallway, these same walls, by the time I reach my desk, my brain already knows what I'm here to do, right? Now setting up takes longer than it should. Dock the laptop, plug in the monitor, connect the mouse, wait for everything to handshake and wake up. Before I get properly into the day, breakfast, been pretty deliberate about not eating at my desk, except for coffee. Sounds like a small thing, but eating while working means you're not really doing either properly, are you? Well, then the real work starts, and when it's good, when everything lines up, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Headphone on, notifications snooze, and you just fall into the problem. You're not just thinking about the next meeting or the PR review that needs reviewing or the Teams thread that's getting out of hand. You're just in it. So lunch with my partner today, which automatically makes it a good day. We found a restaurant nearby, not fancy, just good old Chinese food, and enough space to actually talk without getting rushed. After lunch, a walk through the park. This has become a non-negotiable for me, honestly. Even on busy days when there's a lot happening, 20 minutes outside, walking, no phone out. Tram back, second coffee. This one's less ritual, more logistics. The afternoon is real and it needs fuel. I find my afternoons work best when I'm doing different kinds of work than morning. If the morning was deep, focused, heads down building, the afternoon is more social, more collaborative. PR reviews, discussions, backlog, grooming sessions, anything that benefits from interaction rather than isolation. Back at the desk for this second stretch, there's a train line visible from the office window and I catch myself watching it between the tasks more than I probably should, but I've stopped feeling guilty about it. End of day, and I try to be deliberate about this, actually ending the day rather than just drifting away from the desk and letting work follow me home in my head. I actually have a shutdown ritual. Sounds pretentious, but it takes about 5 minutes and it genuinely helps. I write down where I left off, not a task list, just a short note in plain English about what I was doing and what the next step is. Close all my tabs, push whatever's in progress to a branch with a descriptive commit message, even if it's incomplete, and then I close the laptop. Home and the evening has a completely different texture to the morning, slower, quieter. The city is still going, trains still running, and the harbor lit up at dusk. Clouds moving fast in the time-lapse, like the sky is doing its own version of the time-lapse deployment. This is the part of the day I've had to be most intentional about protecting, because the temptation, especially if something was left unresolved, especially if there's a problem I find generally interesting, is to just keep going. Open the laptop, pick up where I left off, and sometimes that's the right call, but mostly it isn't. And then somehow I'm back at the desk. This one's different though. This is the personal one. The side project, the thing nobody assigned me, nobody's waiting up, nobody's going to review, just me and a problem I chose. I think a lot of us who've been in software for a while can lose touch with that feeling. You get good at your job, you get faster, you get better at navigating the systems around the code, the teams, the processes, the roadmaps, and all of that is real progress. But sometimes it can crowd out the thing that made you want to do this in the first place. For me, it was always the making. The feeling of building something out of nothing, a blank file, an idea, and a few hours. At the end of it, something exists that didn't exist before. There's still magic to me. I hope it still is for you too. This was just a Wednesday. A pretty ordinary one, honestly, but I've been thinking lately that the ordinary days are the ones worth paying attention to. The big milestones are obvious and you can miss them. It's the texture of the regular days, the small habits and small joys and small frustrations that actually make up most of your life in this work. If you are a developer or you are trying to become one, or you are somewhere in the middle of figuring out what kind of you want to be, I hope something in here was useful, or at least that it was nice to watch someone else witness it for a bit. See you in the next one.